You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Oh, what is up, everybody? I'm trying to get my YouTube working. I don't know what's going on over here. This today just full with a whole bunch of just craziness. Can you hear me? Are we good? Are we here?
Oh, we'll just blame it on the solar flare.
There's a solar flare. I wouldn't know because we had an overcast over here. Okay, let's see. Okay, anyways, what is up? Welcome to the cage match. I'm making sure that everything is good on my end, and I don't know what's happening, but all right. Anyways, whatever. Here we go. Welcome to the cage match. Let me get my banner so I can read for the hearing impaired. Welcome to the cage match. I am the Oklahoma Savage, and always, every single episode since day one, Mr. Jim Otto himself, Asylum, joins me, or I join him since he's over here on every show. I'm not jealous at all. Okay, I'm not jealous at all.
You enjoy those breaks, huh?
I'm just a guy that just stays in the background and does my thing, but then I end up in front. But anyways, whatever. Anyways, okay, let's cut that off. How are we doing today, Asylum?
One day away from football. May not be Raiders football, but it's the start of the football season.
One day away from
It's
actual
that
life.
that much closer to Raiders football.
That
It's a
much
team,
closer.
I think.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off. My bad. You are the star. I'm just here, just trying to
I'm
live
allowing
life to
you
the
talk
fullest.
right now. Go ahead.
Anyways, I want to say welcome to the cage match for everyone that's on there. Right now, we got a couple of let's just say that we were a little late because when I try to upload the videos, the machines that I use, of course, wanted to act up when I need them to like hurry up. Let's go. So a little half hour late, but whatever. Everyone is coming home from work anyway. So now that you guys are all settled down into class, let's all welcome.
Now
You
we know
guys-
your asses are in the seats.
Yes,
We
now we
decided-
know everyone's sitting down. And for everyone here, I just want to say we made it to 100 subscribers. Everybody else might have 1,000 plus, but I don't care. We don't care. You know why? Because we're the little show that could, and we are taking down other shows. So let me press this little video as a thank you to everybody. Here we go.
And
Sorry, I
then
didn't
Devontae there, I thought I was about to see Marshawn next.
I know I thought of, but I never.
Over you.
But yeah, but you saw you saw
Hey, you have
Spillane
to-
with his moves.
You had to get out there, make sure all races were represented. As best as
Exactly.
we could.
Exactly. My
Not
fiance
many black
says,
guys want to fucking dance.
thank you.
As you see.
She said applaud to 100 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, love. All right. That's my fiance right there.
You have
Shout it
to say
out.
that.
I
That's
had
like
to say
telling
that.
you she loves you.
Yes. And, well, there you go. All right. Hold on. Okay. I'm trying to get everything in order and got all this stuff. And then
You had this shit already.
you know what, Kay? Just,
You know what? Some of us got to work full-time jobs every day.
yeah, it's overrated. All right. Let's go
Yes,
into
it is.
our favorite segment, subject, whatever. Shameless plug. Here we go.
All right, catch us on the YouTube channel, The Cage Match Show. When you get there, subscribe, like, share, hit that bell so you know anytime a video drops. If you catch us on Facebook on either the Oakland Raiders Savage page or the Asylum page, why don't you go to YouTube real quick, subscribe, and then go back to watch us on Facebook. Help
Yes.
grow the subscribers. So let's get to 200 now.
Let's get to 200.
1 million.
Let's go.
Oh,
I want
and
one
don't
of those
forget about
glass plaques.
I'm
Sorry.
Yeah, I want one of
I
those
want to
glass.
say, I want one of those glass plaques behind me. You know, I might just make one and then have it green screened. Hey, yeah, we're here. 100. 100. We made aluminum foil. Now we're just trying to get to platinum. I don't know.
We should make one out of aluminum foil. It'll go with the certain segment we have on the show.
I know. It'll just fit. Everything we do just fits to what we're trying to do. All right, go ahead. W, go ahead.
Go to WGG. Put in your order. Got lots of great products. Put in your order. When you go to checkout, put Cage Match, one word, in the discount code to get 10% off your whole order.
And when you think of wins, you think of dubs. And when you think of dubs, you think of Dubby. Get that energy like Max Crosby. Make sure you go into the discount code Cage Match, one word, 10% off your whole order. And remember, we don't have a discount code for him yet, but maybe one day. Go to the Compa Fabian. He makes his own merch, and it's great merch. Go to www.rn4lifer.com for those who are listening. RaiderNationForLifer.com. Go there. Like I said, go check out his catalog. Go check out the website, and you will see all the great merch that he makes. And remember that I only wear hats from Fabian himself. And like always, shouts out to Raider Man. He is a very important person in the show. The times I couldn't make it, Raider Man was there to step in. He is our go-to guy, and we always shout him out. You hear him all the time at the end of the intro video doing the Raider Oath. Go to RaiderMan19.com. The Raider Man from Richmond podcast will be coming up soon. Go on there because he also has merch. Get some Oath merch is what he calls it. I got to get me a shirt too because I want to have an Oath shirt representing Raider Man 19. And like always, we're trying to get him to the torch. Can you imagine him doing the oath? You heard it at the end of the intro, like I said, doing the oath at the torch. I did say it, and I said it again. Doing it. Have him doing the oath at the torch in front of 65,000 people with the windows open so everyone outside in Vegas on the streets of Las Vegas Boulevard can hear him do the torch.
Team has to hear it loud and proud.
And yeah, be like, I am a Raider fan. Everyone will go crazy. AP's first game inside the stadium because we got to get that bad juju from the last game that was played there. Raider Man will be the one to exercise those demons, but we got to get him there. That's the goal. We got to find a way. If you know people over there in Vegas, if you know where Mark Davis lives, where he goes and does his laundry, what strip club he goes to, make sure you go over there and be like, hey, Mark Davis, have you seen PF Chains? Now, to the show. Now, Asylum. Now, of course, it is the training camp season, off season, but they got the pads on. So, hold on. I got to remember to do this.
Second day pads. We got
second day pads. Okay. So, remember, we're going to do our best to try to give you updates and the news because we got some people. That's all we're gonna say. Training camp opened, so already opened. Okay, we're on to the next one.
Oh,
It's already
for our hats.
we got, yeah.
So
Preseason. Now there's a preseason game tomorrow. Of course, it's the Hall of Fame game. That's the Bears versus the Texans.
And Bears said the starters will not play.
Yeah, so no Caleb Williams. We won't see what color nails he be having on. But preseason week 1, August 10th, at Minnesota. So once that game is played, we will give you the details of that game and how it went. Of course, got the open practices for the fans at Legion Stadium, August 14th and the 20th. We'll talk about that later. Week 2 of the preseason, at home versus Dallas on the 17th. And then after that, week 3 at home versus the Niners. I'm sorry. I always get them mixed up. At home, and then of course the mandatory cut down. We will try to do our best to get every single information we can to bring it to you in the style that we do, because you know you love the cage match style. And like I said, these are the games, and of course we can't wait till the season starts September 8th at one of our homes. At SoFi would be the Charger game. That's going to be a big game because Harbaugh, what we could have had or whatever, has the media, like to say it. But anyways, going into that, Asylum.
So,
here we are. Let's just go into some training camp news. So there have been some training camp transactions. All right. This is in order. Of course, yes. We all know July 23rd that JPJ, the guard Jackson Powers Johnson, and guard Jake Johanning, and wide receiver Jalen Guyton, and tackle Colton Miller, and linebacker Darian Butler were on the physically unable to perform list but then also, of course, we all reported last week that Michael Gallup was retired. Or he's on the retired list, whatever. Okay, on the 24th, they signed Keelan Doss. Remember Keelan Doss? He was a Raider in the preseason. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He goes back to the Oakland days, and I like Keelan Doss. So if he's a camp body, if he's a team hopeful, we'll see. And then they also signed offensive lineman Corey Luciano to the 90.
You got some explaining to do.
To the 90 player roster because it's training camp. Then they went and waived Jake Johanning. And then they went and placed him on the reserve injured list. So he was being bouncing around. And now that the news yesterday, whatever, the 31st, a couple of days ago, they signed receiver Tyrell Bynum, and then they waived Darian Butler because he failed his physical. So Tyrell Bynum takes his spot in the 90 player roster. Whew. I need training camp.
Another former Charger. I think he's a Telesco guy.
He is a Telesco guy. And everyone, I think you were talking about it, of how everyone is like, why are we getting all these Charger players?
Well, I wonder if we have a tie to him. It's it's crazy, huh? Last time we got all these Patriot players. At least we're not picking up the Patriot tree anymore.
I mean, if you think about it, what is the one most famous who created everything that we love about the Raiders? Where did he come from?
The Chargers.
And who is he?
Al Davis.
So it's fine. It's okay. Oh,
hey, hold on. Didn't you end up saying something about our logo came from the Chargers as well?
Exactly. Cheers. Exactly. As you've seen, if you watched or
whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't want to say that name. We're just gonna call it. We're gonna call it the Oaktown Tea. That's what we're gonna call it. Oaktown Tea. Okay. Hennessy and Sprite. And if KDO is in the is watching, he showed me how to make that. So now it's a staple here at Little CM. So yes, the logo, the Raider logo. If you watched our episodes when we were going into the Charger game last year, we put that history, the little history video that Al Davis stole the logo, and then he formed it to be a Raider, and that's what we do. So, and of course, like last year,
he likes to take other teams' cast offs and turn them Raider players too.
Exactly, and the Charger players are probably like, "Hey, they beat us 63-21. Hey, you guys hiring? Can we come over there? Please, we love Vegas. We'll be good. We won't get in trouble." So that's probably what happened. All right. We're messing around too much. All right.
Too much. There's never no such thing as too much.
I know. Especially since I believe we're the only show on right now. Okay. Anyways, let's go into
Wild West show is on right now.
Well, yeah, but we all know.
That's not Raider centric like ours is.
Yes, this is Raider in the ring. Okay, Raider centric in the cage. Let's go into our cage match news updates. Is it you or you? You got it? I got it.
This is CMN, a cage match news update.
All right, let's bring you some of the news that's been going on this week. Okay, I wish we had like news background music, whatever. Jon Gruden set to appeal Nevada Supreme Court to throw out lawsuit versus NFL. Now, from what I heard, because I guess, what is this?
I'll try to give you your music. Oh, okay, how about this?
That's the Raider. Okay, no. Okay, time out. Okay, let's just we'll do it live, like that guy said on CNN or whatever it was. All right. Jon Gruden is set to appeal Nevada Supreme Court to throw out lawsuit versus the NFL. Now, of course, we all know that the Supreme Court, they were on Jon Gruden's side and then eventually decided, no, this is an NFL issue, because I'm pretty sure that the NFL people, the NFL government, got into the ear of the court, of the judge, and they decided that alleged. Oh, we're going to put that. Make sure that you have.
Allegedly.
All right. So
I just got to cover our ass. That's all.
Yes. Got to make sure that they're not going into our heads and trying to make us turn over to the Goodell side. But I guess the courts decided when they initially threw out the case that anything that had happened within Jon Gruden versus the NFL is not anything illegal. I guess like actual laws. He didn't
want to go to arbitration. And basically, because he didn't think it was if it goes to arbitration, it's all the NFL's people. It's everything NFL. It's NFL controlled. He wanted to do the lawsuit so everything would come out in the open, where the NFL can't suppress anything that is said. And since he lost that, and it's basically the NFL, it's in the NFL's court now. He wants to
dance monkey. Sorry.
He wants to get it out. Try to get it out of that as much as he can, or he's giving up. I'm not sure.
I think this is Jon Gruden throwing a Hail Mary or a Spider 2 white banana. Let's see what happens. But that was in the news. Next one, this is very important right here. This is part of our PSA that we're going to talk about. Raiders warn PSL holders, not capital NOT, to sell tickets to Raider practice free practice events. Of course, we talked about it. The August 14th and the 20th, they're going to open the doors at Legion Stadium to have the Raiders practice in the field. Now, the Raiders had their own way of giving out tickets. That was to PSL holders. And if you stand in line, on the website and, for the rest of the fans to try to get in there. But the Raiders found out that people were trying to make profit off of them on websites and Facebook pages. And one of them, the Las Vegas Raiders tickets Facebook page, the administrator of that had to put a PSA saying, "Good day to everyone of my Las Vegas Raiders tickets family. I received a phone call from the Las Vegas Raiders organization." This is Vincent De La Cruz who wrote this. Of course, you see it up there. This morning, in regards to training camp ticket sales, they let me know that it's forbidden to sell any training camps or official Raiders events. They are free tickets to PSL owners and to the public. So moving forward, we will not allow any selling of any kind of free Raiders events. This includes training camps, Raiders facility tours, Raiders open houses, and the official Raiders draft party tickets. They said anyone who violates the policy are subject to withdrawing their PSLs and other legalities. This is not worth the $25 or etc. So basically whatever profit that you want to make, it's not worth it to lose your seat inside the stadium. You're not going to get a refund back if you do. So
nope. They're going to keep that shit.
They're going to, if anyone tries to post them on the Facebook pages that are paying attention, like this one right here, Las Vegas Raiders tickets, they will try to delete them all because ain't no one trying to get in trouble. And for those who are trying to make a profit, come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. And of course, we got to talk about it, of course. Kermit the Mahomes puppet surfaces.
Perfect timing on putting this thing up. I know it wasn't to this, but I like the timing.
I'm going to put Kermit the Mahomes puppet surfaces at training camp with mixed reviews. Now, we all know what happened, and we're not going to put the rookie's name out there because it's not his fault. Yes, people said he's a grown man and he should have known better, but when you're chopping it up with the fans, they're doing autograph signings and whatever, and you just want to give the fan experience. So a rookie ended up with the puppet. It became news. It became national news. All the sports outlets were talking about it because, of course, it's quote unquote poking the bear. 2-time Super Bowl winning champion Chiefs. Don't give them fuel. So,
I give them that what they desire. Sorry.
So, we had where'd it go? Okay, so Hondo Carpenter, if you follow him on his YouTube page, he talked about it. Here's his clip right here.
A fan brought a puppet of Kermit the Frog wearing a Patrick Mahomes jersey. Was it funny? Absolutely. Now, I have said on this multiple times, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. And Andy Reid is the best coach in the NFL. Total respect for them. But it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry. And it's supposed to be fun like that. Do I think that the player bringing that, that the fan bringing that was bad? No, I don't think they're a bad person. I think they're a fan. But they handed to a rookie that didn't know it was Patrick Mahomes. He's being nice to the fan. He's from Air Force. There was probably as many people at the game as there are at Air Force. Not used to the kind of attention that comes with the bright lights of the NFL. Okay. Now, I had a problem with them videotaping it and putting it out there. And I know there were several people that had an issue with that. Not just within the organization, but just around the NFL that said, this is why fans don't understand, but this is why a lot of NFL teams try to keep a barrier up.
All right. And, we figured, well, we should get a very, like an expert in this, an expert in puppets. So we figured let's reach out to the man himself, Raider Puppet. This was his statement when was asked, exclusive interview, or not interview, but exclusive press conference from Raider Puppet. Here it is.
Hey, Raider Nation, it's Raider Puppet. I've been asked to come here today, make a few comments, statements regarding the so-called Muppet Gate, Puppet Gate, whatever you want to call it. So I won't be answering any questions today. However, I'll give you my take on it, I guess, because I'm a puppet expert, I guess. So anyhow, listen, the Muppet Gate, the Patrick Mahomes Muppet that was thrown on the practice facility floor and was picked up, and a few comments were made. I think personally it was hilarious. It was creative. the Muppet Mahomes. Come on, that's funny, right? It's funny. So for some of these people who have given some negative comments, negative thoughts regarding that incident, to me, it was humorous. Now, have we lost all of our humor? Yes, we have. As a country, I think we've all lost a little bit of humor. So some people said, well, that's just adding fuel to the fire against Kansas City Chiefs. Well, we need to add fuel to the fire of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Raider players. That's my thought. Okay, maybe we need to light our own fire so our team starts playing the way they're supposed to play, like they did in the 70s and 80s. Yes, you heard me right. 70s and 80s for you youngsters. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I spoke to Josh personally, and, again, he feels the same way. People just got a little too serious. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, wham, cry, whatever. But we need to do something to ignite the fire, the flame of the Raiders players and organization. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't see anything wrong. I'm glad the media picked it up. I'm glad some other sources picked it up because it gives Raider Nation a little bit more visibility out there, show that we are there, we're here, we're going to be there, we're going to be there, we're going to be there. That's the way we travel. That's what Raider Nation does. So that's my thoughts on it. Pleasure talking to you guys again. Season's coming up. Let's go. Raiders! Boom!
That was. Oh my God! I'm sorry. This is Patrick Mahomes here, and you know what? I didn't really care for what you guys did because how dare you? It'll get dealt with.
Handled, right? That's
they get handled. Don't touch me, okay? Don't interrupt me either, okay? Don't interrupt me, all right? It'll get handled when it gets handled.
We didn't want to play the actual clip because we don't need to have his face all over our show like that. So I basically gave it a gist of what they said over there on the response to when they asked Mahomes, what do you think about the puppet that was over there? So, Silent, before we do our PSA, before we do our Smarten Up, what is your initial reaction to all of this?
Well, initially, I agree. I think it's funny. I mean, we all been calling him Kermit the Frog for years now. We've all made AI pictures, all this other shit. It's funny. Yes, the rivalry. It's funny. We've talked about, though, is, it's giving it to the rookie. You got a guy that you could end up affecting possibly his career. You get into his own head. We don't know. AP didn't think it was funny, as he put it. We handled it. I don't want to talk about it no more. It was just, if it was a Max Crosby or Devontae Adams, then that's a whole different story. I mean, and they're probably smart enough not to do it, but it's still, they've, played against them. They've done all these things. I mean, it'd been hilarious if it was Max Crosby because, he's the reason of the whole don't touch me. He's touching me. I'm here. All that bullshit is all because of Max Crosby. So that would be hilarious if it was Max Crosby. But at the same time, like Hondo said, it's a rivalry. This kind of shit happens. A fire under their ass. I mean, they should have a fire under their ass after the Christmas game. And if it takes this to do it, then they're in trouble.
Yeah, and the Chiefs, I feel like they're still, well, not I feel like, because we all know, but first I feel like that they're distracted thinking that they're gonna just come in and win a third straight Super Bowl, but they're still bothered by the Christmas game loss, where the Raiders went in there and they
still the last game to beat them.
Last game to beat them on Christmas Day. The Raiders went in there, stomped on all their Christmas gifts under the tree. They didn't put coal in the stockings. They put dog doo-doo. And
we didn't even leave. We took the stockings and just left it on their porch.
Yeah, like we see Mahomes, just fumble the ball around and whatever. I mean, it was great. It was great.
And like Jack Jones and get a pick six. I mean, how do you beat the Chiefs? 2 touchdowns in 7 seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, it's what we did. I was trying to find some of the AI pictures, that you were talking about. But overall, I mean, yeah, giving it to the rookie was not I mean, of course, the rookie's going to take it because he doesn't know. He doesn't know the right. Well, he's pretty sure he has an idea of the rivalry, but he doesn't know like your rookie. Like just let follow the veterans, baby.
He was, like you said, trying to have fun, and when that happens, because apparently there was something that was said, and that has to go. And I mean, even players are having a problem with this.
Yeah,
some players, not all of them. Some players, and I'm sure it goes back to like what we were saying is not the rookie, anybody else but the rookie. And like the recording of it, and then plastering it all over, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever they're on, and it didn't help shit.
No.
If it was just to yourself and you shared it, amongst your friends, that probably could have, we could have avoided this. Raiders don't need any distractions, and this is one of those stories that becomes a distraction that really doesn't need to even be a story.
Yeah, and that was the thing, you allow fans, Raiders, they want the fans to interact with the players because, of course, we say all the time that Raiders and Raider Nation is one and the same or one and the other. It's the Raider fans fuel the Raiders and the Raiders fuel the Raider fans. So, of course, the fans want to get involved, and that's how they want to do it. So, but, bringing the puppet, and, it goes back to the days, and I don't have the picture of it, but it goes back. It reminded me of back in the days in Oakland with the original Black Hole members, Hard Hat Harry Krause. He had the dummy, and if anyone who remembers in the Coliseum, in the south end zone where the Black Hole was at, you had the dummy, and he was swinging around, and at the time it was, this was late 90s, so the Kansas City Chief dummy would have been Tony Gonzalez. So each game he would make a player. He would make the dummy into their star player. So if the Jets came into town, it was Keyshawn. If it was the Broncos, it was John Elway. If it was the Chargers, I think it was Harbaugh. For the Chargers. But
or Phillip Rivers at one point, or
yeah, Phillip Rivers. Depending on whatever at that era. So the having the dummy during the game, that's another thing because you're trying to intimidate the other team. If they're focusing on you,
that's during the game. You're not giving it to a player to fucking hold and take pictures with and record video. Yes, it's in video in the stands, but that's the difference was at a game versus not at the game.
Yeah.
At the game.
Yeah. So I found my pictures. And let me go and share them with you because this is us as fans. This is how we go and show our. They're gonna pop up right now. This is how we show ours because we're fans, but we do it because we're the fans. We pay for the tickets and we watch the games. This we do it. Stuff like this. That was right after the Chiefs game. Having Kermit the Frog knocked out on the canvas of the cage match, stuff like this. I made this. You have see that should have been Little Ass Boy right there. You have Max Crosby staring down at Kermit, and of course, my favorite because you see this all the time. Kermit the Frog and Kool-Aid Man arguing with the refs to get what they want. And that is their way, their call. So that's what we do. Oh, and then remember, once again, we knocked them out on Christmas. There is Kermit the Frog laying dead, hoping and praying that somebody takes him away off the cart. But
he's hoping for Calgon. I'll show some age. He's hoping for Calgon to come take him away.
But of course, when it comes to the free tickets, people trying to sell free tickets, and the Kermit the Frog to a rookie, we got to do a PSA. So here we go. I got the clip. Here we go is our Smart Up. All right, everybody. Now, let's gather around, okay? Now, being a fan is not just a privilege. It is also a right for us to yell. But there are rules and regulations to being a diehard fan. Now,
some of them are unwritten, just so you know. Some of them are unwritten. You're not going to find them unless you talk to old school Raider fans. They'll be able to tell you what those unwritten rules are.
yes, old school Raider fans say that we have to intimidate the team on the field as they play, because that is the moment when they're coming in and we got to get them unfocused on their game plan, on their, what they're
scared.
Yeah, whatever. Scared.
They're walked through, their scripted plays. You need to shake their confidence to the point that they're thinking about other things than what they're going to do on the field. That way they make mistakes, and then the Raiders can come up and capitalize on those mistakes. And that's how you get those W's, capitalizing on mistakes.
Yes.
And
now,
not making...
what is this? They ruined Swifter's romantic night. Now, okay, we just have to remember that we don't want to hurt our own players when we try to, talk mess to the opponent. Okay, we want to get in their heads, and we want to basically. That's how us Raider Nation becomes that 12th man, that other element in the game. Is we got to get in their heads during a game, because this right here could have gotten the rookie in trouble. Luckily, he's doing very well in training camp because he's a 7th round pick. Remember that 7th round picks are not guaranteed to make a team. And if they're hoping
to make practice squad. They're hoping to make the practice squad.
Now, if that incident was what caused him to get cut from the team, that can also carry along with him to other teams where he might not get a fair shot to get onto a team. So let's just remember that we need to, our goal is to disrupt the other team's mindset, get in their head, but let's not hurt
the foil hats.
Yes, don't hurt our own players. And also when it comes to those who are selling tickets to other Raider fans into free events, we're supposed to be brothers and sisters of the Shield. Let's not exploit our own for a practice. I mean, it's bad enough that the NFL still, I believe, they still charge full price for a preseason game tickets. And for those, these are not for the people who sell their tickets because they have to, because they can't make it, because they don't want to lose money. These tickets are very expensive, but this is for those who just want to make a profit and exploit Raider fans, diehard Raider fans who just want to be there. This is probably their only chance to see their favorite players on a football field breathing the same air as them. So let's just be smart.
The PSLs in order to be able to keep those seats.
So let's just be smart and know that the Raiders are watching, and we all can be cut from the 90
man roster.
The 90 man. I want to say 53 man roster, but it's the 90 man roster.
That's what it normally is, but right now it's 90 man. So
yes, a 90 man roster. So let's just be smart, and let's just make sure that we don't hurt our own, whether it's our Raider players or our Raider fans. We're all under the same shield. No one is bigger than the shield. Okay. We all can tell who's doing it for fun and who's doing it for fame. So let us all just
have some fun.
Have some fun and don't be idiots. That is my PSA for today. I wish I had the more you know from the old NBC, but I think we do enough copyright infringements on the show, so I don't want to put more targets on our backs. All right, Asylum, let's talk about training camp. First 2 days in pads. Yes. So
and hearing all kinds of mixed different things from different insiders. Is that I don't know if that's what you want to use, but you got.
Well, I was gonna ask you, what have you heard?
Ready?
Well, do you want to? This is your segment, Cam. I'm gonna let you conduct this one. So this is on you.
Like I was saying, you got all kinds of insiders from Hondo, Vinny Bonsignore, everything. But my insider in my head has a little bit to say. So why don't we hear from him?
This is Asylum's insider in his head, and I'm here to tell you what I know. Both quarterbacks worked with the first team. They both struggled against the defense. I think they're even as of right now. Just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. Aiden O'Connell has been impressive, but Gardner Minshew took all the first team reps today and looked very, very good. Antonio Pierce is letting his staff coach, but is very involved in all parts of practice. Defense-dominated team drills Monday, and Max basically destroyed the offense all by himself. The mood is great, and the team is flying around making plays. Fans are into it, and the pads are out and popping. Important note, the great Tom Coughlin is out on the field in case he has to exorcise any bad juju demons. Intensity is not lacking. Go Raiders!
There you go.
First to thank Tom Coughlin for doing a thankless job and walking around and make sure there's no bad juju coming to our team. That's a heartless and thankless job right there.
Especially after that puppet. All right, Asylum. So what have you heard?
Well, I mean, I have a trusted source, so that's where my insider got his information. And I trust him with anything he says. But you have been hearing different things. Like he said, Minshew got all the reps today. He also got all the reps on Monday. Aiden got all the reps on Tuesday. So I expect Aiden to get all the reps tomorrow. Gardner looking good. I hope they're picking up this offense and starting to go. They got a hell of a defense to be going up against. So a lot of this offensive problems that have been had, everyone's, running with that and trying to say, oh my God, the offense sucks. It's worse than last year. Or maybe they're just going up against a top 5 defense and have to, figure out how to do that. Iron sharpens iron, right? So if you go up against a good defense, your offense is eventually going to get better. Yeah. Don't read too much into it right now. I mean, they just got pads on. I mean, Max Crosby, blowing up the offense by himself. I wouldn't expect anything less. He ain't going to hold off just because it's his own guys. We're lucky he stops at the red shirt.
Red means stop. Stoplight. Not in Vegas, though. Not in Vegas, and of course, not in Kansas City. Because you will end up like this. Oh, dizzy. All right, so
you did hear AP say, and this ain't half-ass tackling. This is straight full tackling to the ground. He's trying to simulate real game right now. He don't want no soft shit going on. He's made it clear this is a full-fledged padded practice.
Yes, this ain't Sizzler. We're not doing soft serve after, breakfast. My take is this, okay? Let's all relax. Let's all relax. Take a breather, all right? Take a Claritin because your allergies are acting up and you can't see well because your eyes are too puffy to see what's going on, okay? Let's just relax now, okay? The defense is in their third year, going into their third year under Patrick Graham. And a lot of those players a lot of those starters were there last year in Patrick Graham's second year when AP took off the handcuffs off of Patrick Graham that the previous coach had put on. So
we only lost
you have
one
a lot of
starter on
veterans.
the defense.
Only lost one starter, and that was Amik Robertson to the Detroit Lions. So
and we gained a few defensive play. We brought in a defensive player in Christian Wilkins, and then we have the rookies and people coming off of injury from last year, like Faison and did Morgan. And anyways, so yeah, I mean, most of that defense has already worked with each other, and there's a reason why they're going to be a top 5. I'm saying I expect them to be top 3, honestly, but they're going to be at least top 5. Because of, like you said, year 3 with Patrick Graham, year 3 of playing together. They're already, comfortable and familiar and know that, if they let somebody run past them, that somebody else has them. They know that defensive line is going to be savage and give the quarterbacks no time and force them to make mistakes to for that DBs to sit there and make plays and get those interceptions and breakups and all that.
Yeah, and speaking of Christian Wilkins, he's played under Patrick Graham his rookie year in Miami, so he knows some of that terminology. That was the argument they tried to give to Garoppolo. Well, he played under McDaniels in that system, so even though that was 7 years ago, he should know it. He should know it. We're talking a couple years. We're talking a couple years ago compared to that argument last year that they tried to feed to us in the media. But this unit, and of course, leading the way by Max Crosby, by Nate Hobbs in the secondary. These guys like
Epps, in the safety room, and Spillane in linebacker.
Yes. They're leading the way. They're leading the way. Bringing the newcomers coming in and the rookies coming in, so they can learn the system faster. Since the veterans understand it now, and of course, you're going against an offense learning a new system under Getsy. 3 years. Oh, sorry, going into the third year compared to going into their third month where they're actually out there trying to practice, or install the offense. So, my take is this. Everyone looks at Aiden O'Connell's last year's stats and what happened last year, the eye test. But remember, and we keep saying this, and also go to our episode last week, the great debate. Raider Homer came on as Minshew, and of course, Asylum. He was O'Connell. That was a great episode. See me doing that, my own shameless plug for our own show. Watch that because we talk about it. We on the show we talk about the two differences and what they're going against, and and either way, whatever quarterback wins, we have faith and confidence in them. Better than last year's lineup of the two veterans that we had.
Well, I didn't have faith in that one.
Yeah, the two veterans we had before, ahead of O'Connell, which O'Connell should have won the second spot. At least the second spot, yeah. Yeah, so they are still learning, and of course the defense is gonna be ahead of the offense, like we said, because of that. They're still installing the plays, and right now they're going live. So, and then of course, we have injuries on the offensive line. We got Colton Miller, who is on the PUP list, and like we had said earlier, we said this earlier in the transactions. JPJ, who they want as a starter, he's on the PUP list, and then Thayer Mumford ended up back on the PUP list. I don't know if he came back out yet. Did you hear anything about that one?
No, I haven't. I didn't even know he went on. I didn't hear anything that he got hurt.
I know that it was mentioned that he was. I heard that he was injured. I don't know how serious it was, but the offensive line, the starters, the projected starters, they're a little dinged up. But
we got good depth. We've got good depth on that offensive line. We brought in Pete. We brought in Whitehair. You got DJ Glaze as a rookie that might be able to step in.
Yes.
Who else do we got?
We have who are the other tackles?
This is where we need our list, God damn it.
We will get everything all, but we got all those guys who are injured, and this is the first, or this is what is the second day in pads. So we'll know more when we go into the preseason game on the 10th against the Vikings.
And I think everybody but Andre James, even our depth players, all can play multiple positions too.
Yeah.
I think Andre James is the only one who is a center and a center only.
Well, that and the tackle.
Parham. Can't forget about Parham.
Well. Colton Miller can only play tackle. I think James can play guard. I think Colton Miller could also go to. He can play both sides. I think Colton Miller can play both sides, left or right. Left or right.
Might only be guard, but I think he can play both sides.
Well. Just let my thing is this, okay? As long as your defense is kicking ass on the field. The offense has time to find itself and find its rhythm. I'm not saying that the offense can go out there and just don't do nothing, because of course we saw that a little bit last year, but just the defense will have our back. We haven't had a good defense like this in many years, and I go all the way back to 2002 with Chuck Bresnahan's first stint, not a second stint. His second stint was garbage. When Chuck Bresnahan was the defensive coordinator in that Super Bowl year, when they had guys like in the middle, they had John Perella and Sam Adams, and they had Reagan Upshaw in the end, and I believe Lance Johnstone was still on the other side on that end, and you had linebackers like Romanowski and the rookie Napoleon Harris with Charles Woodson on one side, and I think it was either Terrence Love, or I think Terrence Love was the other side, because Buchanan got hurt against Buffalo. And of course, you had your safeties, the other Woodson, Rod Woodson, and I think that was Dorsett. Anthony Dorsett was back there. I believe he was back there, because I think Pope finally got cut. Marquez Pope, when we had him. But
you got caught.
Whatever.
Apparently, I didn't hear it. So
all of a sudden, they want to show up and throw the flag on me. Come on, Elise. Come on, Elise.
And every other time when you don't, they're not there to see it.
But I just say, let's just relax. Let the offense figure it out. You got Devontae Adams, who's not going anywhere. Devontae Adams knows Luke Getsy, so he'll be in the huddle to help out whichever quarterback is in there during these practices, during this training camp, during these preseason games. These are professionals. They get it down. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the offense. We got the defense, like I said.
We'll score more than 21 points this year.
Yes, we will score more than 21 points, because at least we have a full offense and we have a veteran offensive coordinator. Do not use what happened in the last 2 years or 3 years with the Bears. Do not use that as evidence. He had to adjust his play calling and his plays to the quarterback he had in Fields, who was a run-first quarterback. He has guys who can run a West Coast system. So let's just, oh wow, it's just me. Let's just believe in Getsy, and let's just not freak out, okay, Raider Nation? Let's just let it happen and let the offense figure it out. I have all the faith in the world that the offensive side of the ball will carry along, but the defense will keep us in games. So that's how I feel, and that's what I say. And Asalin, welcome back. You took a little water break.
I got kicked off for some reason. I didn't even touch anything this time, and it just all of a sudden kicked me out.
I think like AP did to Max Crosby. Get off! Come on! Let's go! Okay, we can't have you playing every single play and hurting yourself. Okay, we need you for the long run.
Hey, but just like Jim Otto, I've been to the Iron Man. I'm here for the long run.
I'm here for the long run.
Don't worry about it. I'm here. I'm here.
I'm here, and don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Now you got to add it'll get handled when it gets handled.
It'll get handled when it gets handled. Get him, Brittany.
That's his wife, Brittany Mahomes. All right.
He won't even do that. He'll ask fucking Travis to ask Taylor. Get him, Taylor. Get him, Swifties.
Swifty. Can you imagine a whole bunch of 14-year-old girls with with torches and picks and over there?
Don't go to the kingdom. Don't bring down the kingdom.
We're in their heads, and they're trying to prepare for us, and they're trying to use all this. Hey man, you get it handled when it gets handled. Yeah.
Hey, don't poke the bear. You don't want to poke the bear. They won 2 in a row.
Don't poke the bear, man. Don't poke the bear. Welcome, Rick and Speedy, and of course my sister, and also earlier John Mark. I'm confused on the
2 first names and then 2 male first names and then a picture of a girl.
Yes.
Do we got another troll?
No, he said it's great, so it's all good. But I am missing. Where is Mr. D Sinclair? D Sinclair. Niner Week is coming, so I hope he's on for that show.
I'm sure he'll be ready for that one. I'm sure he'll be all in the chats on that one.
It'll be all in the chats for that one. So, do we have a going to 20K Swifties on us? Hey, they coming full fledged, right? They was on that tour, and that tour is coming again because of course, the NFL made their schedule, the chief schedule around Taylor Swift. I don't have that graphic anymore up, but when we get everything in order, everything will be in the holster.
Be ready to get handled. When we start firing, it's going to be the OK Corral.
It'll get handled when it gets handled.
Okay. That's my Miss Piggy right there.
Pretty good Miss Piggy. I like that.
I know. And that was without the voice changer. Okay. I don't know if that's Brittany or if that's Travis, either or. It's going down to Muppet Town, baby.
Travis.
It's going down to Muppet Town. All right, you know what?
I don't know. Maybe Sandy Reed. Who knows?
Yes. Andy Reid. I think you said Sandy Reed. You said Andy Reid. I was
Andy.
like, who's Sandy Reed? We're bringing in wives. Is that his wife's name? Andy and Sandy? Okay. I don't know. All right. So, of course, tomorrow is a very important person's birthday. His name is Cliff Branch. He was the last quarterback, I got to reorganize all the intros. You would have heard Coach Wallace say, "Know your effing history," but this is a Know Your History segment. I don't have it by itself. I will do that. Okay, don't get on me. No, it's not up there. I don't have that one up there because I was using that intro.
That segment, yeah.
So this is the Know Your History segment. Okay. Cliff Branch's birthday is tomorrow. Rest in peace, Cliff Branch. He was the and also, it's Asylum's birthday. It's Asylum's birthday. Let's not forget.
Yeah, another year older. Fucking,
Asylum is turning Raider 3. So, he's turning Raider 3. So, anyways, we don't disclose numbers because numbers don't matter over here in the cage match. We're all our own age in our mind. Some of us are immature.
I'm still a child at heart, right? I'm still a child at heart.
Hey.
I'm Peter Pan. I'm going to live fucking forever.
Rick says, "Yes, sir, I can." They're using your government name, and
they gotta stop that shit. Look, if I send the text right now, what does it say? Oops.
It says "Sigh."
Fuck you on that.
Jessica, my fiance says, "Happy early birthday, Asylum."
See, she knows my name.
Yes, what is my name? I don't know. Is it Eminem? Is it Snoop Dogg? I don't know. So, whichever. Or let's go into our second half, which is the Hall of Fame. Now, the Hall of Fame. I don't even know how I was going to do this. Whatever. Okay, the Hall of Fame. Where are we at? Son of. Okay, so the Hall of Fame.
I think he does live in that legal state, and I think he found the bong, and I'm jealous. I gotta wait till after the show.
So, being that Cliff Branch, his birthday is tomorrow, and the Hall of Fame game is tomorrow, we don't have any Raiders going into the Hall of Fame this year, which is unfortunate because we do have a long. Not on.
You don't got one?
Well, no, I know Eric Allen was, but I don't think he made it. I think that was it. I mean, if you could find the list of Hall of Famers, but I don't remember a Raider going into the Hall of Fame this year. But of course, we all know Cliff Branch was, and I was trying to get Cliff Branch clips, but my recorder was acting up. So imagine Cliff Branch running down the sideline, catching speed kills, catching footballs from Stabler and
I think we
from
got Devin
Plunkett.
Hester.
Did you say Dave and Buster?
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester. Yeah. Well, he was never a Raider. Okay. So
Yes, he was.
when was Devin Hester?
Devin
like in the
Hester was a
preseason?
fucking Raider. No, he was our damn kickoff returner.
When was Devin? Okay, prove me wrong. When was Devin Hester?
I'm gonna show this list real quick so everyone can see. This is who's going in: Dwight Freeney, Devin Hester, who was a Raider, Andre Johnson, Julius Peppers, Patrick Willis.
This is a new debate, okay? Scroll down to where it says he played for the Raiders. I don't remember him as a Raider. I can't read that.
All right, hold on. I will stop sharing this. You talk, and I'll find the proof right here.
All right. Well, okay. Let's go into our current Raiders that I know for our current Raiders, but the Raiders I know for a fact that are in the Hall of Fame. Okay. You got guys like Ron Mix was the first Raider to go in, but he only played one season, his last season with the Raiders. He is a Los Angeles Charger. Jim Otto was the very first Oakland Raider, full-time, all his seasons were with the Raiders to go in. You got guys, George Blanda, Willie Brown, Gene Upshaw, Art Shell, Fred Blitnikoff, the list goes on. And even got Raiders that we don't even claim. We don't like to claim them. And these years are when they went in too. Okay, so let's not get confused. Okay, this is when they went in, inducted. We also got people who were Raiders that we don't really claim, and that is Randy Moss, Warren Sapp.
Boo.
And I know Jerry Rice spent a lot of his years with San Francisco, but when he became a Raider, he became a Raider. He braided his hair. He was over there going down the middle, catching passes in the middle at like 52 years old, still running. So I don't mind Jerry Rice in the Raider Hall of Fame, even though he went in as a Niner. Woodson had 1 year or 2 years with the Raiders. Rod Woodson. You got guys like James Lofton. I think, he had like a couple years. Eric Dickerson had 1 year with the Raiders. So this is your list of Raider players or Raiders in the Hall of Fame. And of course, we have a total of 30, okay, who played or worked for the Raiders. And Al Davis presented 8 of them and 1 Charger. And he also was in himself as a contributor. So let me see. What does this all say? Oh, happy birthday to Cliff Branch. And Rice player, 5 years for the Raiders. Super caught a touchdown. Yes, he did. Adding to Rice's playoff history. So these are your players. But of course, we all know that we are missing some players. And of course, we all agree that the main one is this man right here. Where is I gotta put this in order like I need to. Our main one is, well, actually, no. Let me start over. Asylum.
Stop.
Before we go into who's missing, who is your favorite Hall of Fame player?
My favorite Hall of Fame player, the ones that are already in, I'm going to have to go with probably Ted Hendricks. John Madden, I know he wasn't a player but coach, but definitely Ted Hendricks. He's one of those characters, a very, very cerebral and smart player. I mean, he was not your typical, long, lanky. You want to talk about, probably be called the original Condor. He was the Mad Stork, but his wingspan was so big, he could have been called the Condor if they would have thought of it. And, his antics on the sideline, wearing the mask, wearing a pumpkin helmet into training camp. Since we're in training camp, got to bring out that story. Carved out a helmet out of a pumpkin and rode a horse onto the field. And, going, he epitomizes a Raider player.
Yes. And it was also said, and I remember hearing this too from Howie Long, that There was one training camp. He showed up to training camp, took out them round tables that you see like at the Mexican restaurant with the umbrella, and started serving margaritas during practice. Okay. Now, the antics you've seen back in the day, they could do that because
they weren't
they were killing. Yeah, they were killing teams. Those teams back then, even though you thought all they did was play around and mess around or whatever, they worked hard.
Helmets, that do shit.
Yes, they worked hard and they played hard. And even though they got flags during the game, they were strategic 15-yard penalty flags. I want you to hit that guy when it comes out the line of scrimmage. I don't care if the ball's going to him. I want you to hit him. If you get flagged, don't worry about it. We'll take care of the flag. Hit him as hard as you can so he remembers us throughout the whole game. That was the tactics that the Raiders did back then. Was it dirty? I mean, you get flagged. You know, right now they'll eject players now, but back then they didn't eject players. They were fighting like this was hockey. So Ted Hendricks, that man got 4 Super Bowl rings. I think one with the Colts. And then he also has the 3 with all 3 with the Raiders.
No, wait, was it one with Green Bay?
No.
We got him after he played for Green Bay.
No, he played for the Colts.
He also played for Green Bay.
Yeah, but the Colts were the last one to go to win a Super Bowl. They won Super Bowl. No, actually, no. No. They won Super Bowl 4. Super Bowl 3 was the Chiefs. I mean, that was the chart. Was the Jets beating the Colts? But I think the Colts came back in 4 or 5, and they won a Super Bowl. Know your history. I don't. So mine, because this is my era of what I watched, and basically my whole Raider life up until the last 20 years of below mediocrity, when we had glory years in my generation, was this man right here. Touchdown, Timmy Brown. Started off, where is Douglas Sinclair at? Starting off against that play against the Niners. I remember that one. Tim Brown.
I told you, Green Bay Packers. Sorry. We're on Tim Brown,
whatever.
sorry.
Okay, it's over. Okay, what about Devin Hester?
I'm still looking on that one. I'm going to the show too. Sorry. I'm going to focus on the show. I'll be sending that to you, though. I'll find it. Watch.
Tim Brown, this is his 1,000th catch against the Jets on Monday night. I remember that game because I believe me and my mom went to go to the store during halftime and real quick, and then I think the keys, my mom locked the keys in the car, so we had to call my grandma's boyfriend to come and open the car, old school hook and all that, whatever. I remember that too. I'm like, come on, Mom, gotta hurry up. Halftime's over. So touchdown, Timmy Brown. That's my favorite Hall of Famer because that's the only one I really know. Really watching like in the games. I feel like he was. We got a special request. So of course, Tim Brown is my favorite. So of course, we got to play the commercial. Here we go.
Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you. Staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better. Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos, the fresh maker.
My sister wanted that commercial. That was the 88-yard touchdown punt return. Right? And that was his first in a long time. Because he had to take over for David Dunn, who had that fumble against the Cardinals. We just have an issue with fumbling the game away to the Cardinals. But that went to overtime, I believe, and we lost that game, which made John Gruden cut David Dunn. Yeah, David Dunn, the receiver / punt returner. And Tim Brown took the duties. All his job was to just fair catch. And they played before that. The play before that one right there, Tim Brown actually fair catch. but one of the Chiefs guys, I think, was offsides or whatever. So they threw the flag, and they got, so Raiders got 5 yards out of it. So yeah, I got closer. And then that second try, they punted it to Tim Brown, and Tim Brown decided, I'm going to go. I'm going to run for it. They weren't expecting it. Tim Brown ran down the sideline. He was, 34, 35 at the time, 34 years old, running all them younger dudes over at the Chiefs. Took it to the house. They won that game. That was the same year as the snow game. That's how that ended. But that was Jerry Rice's introduction into the team. So, round 2. So,
she got that one full. Damn. That's a good bartender right there.
Yes. No moon required. That he had that touchdown. I feel like Tim Brown had to wait. Tim Brown had to wait a while. And you seen like other receivers going before him. I don't know if Chris Carter deserved to go in before Tim Brown. Tim Brown, what you got to remember is Tim Brown went through a lot. He had all these quarterbacks he was getting thrown to. Jeff Hostetler, Jeff George, Gannon is where he had a lot of his success in that John Gruden West Coast offense. But he had Marinovich was thrown to him. You had Schrader was thrown to him. Evans was thrown to him. So he went through a lot of guys thrown to him. And he still made numbers. He still made numbers. He still had the 2 catches a game streak that he had for the longest. He was still having 1,000-yard receptions, and he would have guys opposite of him like a James Jett who didn't really command too much attention. So basically, Tim Brown was doing it all by himself with a whole bunch of coaches, with a whole bunch of offensive coordinators, with a whole bunch of quarterbacks, and he still put up good numbers. So I feel like with that, and I know the playoff appearances wasn't a lot. He doesn't really have great stats in the playoff games. He was in, but for what he had to overcome to have the stats that he had at the end of his career, which he ended in the Buccaneers, the 1 year.
Buccaneers.
I felt like, I'm not saying he should have been a first year ballot, but other guys went in before him that I felt like they didn't quite deserve it like Tim Brown did. Now he finally went in, so that's all that matters. Like Tom Flores said, hey, it took me a long time to get here, but I'm here. That's all that matters. So, but
hey, Tom Flores should have been in a long fucking time ago.
Him and Madden should have been in a long time ago. Madden should have been wearing his jacket. I don't know if I think he made it the Hall of Fame while he was still active during the Monday night games. Yes.
No.
But
not while he was doing night games. Was he still doing those at the time?
I don't know. I want to say he did like 2 years. I think he went in with 2000. Go back to the graphic. John Madden went in.
Yeah, well, where's the graphic? I'm on
right there. John Madden went in 2006. Well,
2006.
Yeah, I think he was still active. Thursday night games. I don't know. Okay, wherever Al Michaels went, I don't know. But that is our favorite. That's our favorites. Asylum has the Matt Stork, and I got Tim Brown because that's from my era. That does not show how old Asylum is, but
it has a little to do with it. I mean, I just say, it was my favorite. I'm a defensive kind of guy, anyways, and when it comes down to it, I mean, I am kind of. What do you want to say? Crazy, I do wear a straight jacket for fun. So those kind of guys, the Alzados who's not in, but those kind of guys, they tend to stand out to me a little bit, just a little bit.
Yes. Now those in the comments, we all know that we have a lot of snubs. See, there we go. Now I'm going to go into it now. We all know we have a lot of snubs that should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. And with the inflated stats that happens along the years with the rule changes, especially on the offensive side, it's kind of hard to judge who can go in from the legends, the older, from the 70s and the 80s compared to the late 90s, 2000s, and the teens going in. Right now, we're in the 2020s. But we all know.
You're old.
You feel old. That 20 years of nothing that the Raiders did, it's like, I don't like I watched every game, but because it's like it's all muffled and muddled and all that, whatever, you're like, wait, that was 20 years? How old am I again? I remember those early 2000 seasons like it was yesterday.
Right?
And it gets muffled in the middle with like running backs like McFadden and Fargas and Lamont Jordan, which was garbage. And those guys like that, and then you had Gradkowski at quarterback during the Cable years, and it's just all muddled, and Jamarcus Russell and all, it's just all
Aaron Brooks in the fucking
Aaron Brooks,
Gary Collins and fucking eventually leading up to Jamarcus Russell and fucking
Carson Palmer and
Carson Palmer. There you go.
What's this? EA should have made it this year. Yeah, Eric Allen should have made it this year. He was in the running for that too. See, Justin Fargas. See, we all remember the little heroes that were during that whole time. The guys like why am I forgetting his name? That little dude who wore number 12. He beat Jacoby Ford. He beat the Chiefs single-handedly in the rain at a home game.
Hey, he beat Tampa Bay with that in overtime with that fucking touchdown. That touchdown pass bounced off of a fucking little guy bounced off of a hit and ended up winning the game.
Wait. Are you sure you're not talking about the other receiver from recently?
No.
Overtime.
It was overtime against Tampa Bay.
In Tampa Bay?
In Tampa Bay.
That was
Jacoby Ford.
No, it wasn't Jacoby Ford. That was why am I forgetting his name? After that, he got a contract with the Ravens, I believe. That was a 2016 year.
No, yes. Possibly.
Yes. No, that wasn't Jacoby Ford. He wasn't on the team. That was where's Homer at? Homer wouldn't know.
If you don't have the name, then it didn't happen, and it was Jacoby Ford.
It was not Jacoby Ford. I'm telling you, okay. Now look at you take over, you talk. I'm gonna look it up right now. Raiders.
I'm telling you, it was Jacoby Ford.
Roster 2000. I'm forgetting his name.
Oh, Seth Roberts.
Seth Roberts. Did someone say it?
Yeah,
Seth Roberts. Yeah. Yes. I forgot his name, but he had that overtime down the middle. It bounced off of two guys.
It could have been Seth Roberts. I might have got it confused. It could have been Seth Roberts.
Yes. Thank you, Raider Dre and Raiders Rebel. I can't forget it. I couldn't remember his name. It was because Seth Roberts, and then after that was a dude from Philadelphia. Because we replaced Seth Roberts with
Nelson Aguilar,
who ended up going to the Patriots. So
after he revived his career with the Raiders.
Yes, so that's what we do. We revive careers, but they don't stay because they go for the paycheck, which is fine.
It's like Michael Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree. I miss Michael Crabtree.
I miss Michael Crabtree too, yeah.
Okay, so we're getting off topic, which is
the Chargers too.
Squirrel. So
Squirrel
and the Chiefs. So of course, we all know there's at least one Raider at top of the list that should be in the Hall of Fame, and it's this man right here. Mr. Jim Plunkett, comeback player, brought the Raiders, the only wild card team to go to the Super Bowl.
Win the Super Bowl. No, the first, not the only. I think it was. We were the first.
I'm sorry. The first. The Broncos were the next one. The Broncos were the next one. I think in the late '90s or the '98. I think whatever. So they were the first. Let me get my Jim Plunkett stats up right now. Jim Plunkett should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. It's a crying shame.
That alone, winning 2 Super Bowls. You got quarterbacks who haven't in the Hall of Fame that never won the Super Bowl.
Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts.
Yeah, that's where I was. Yeah,
Same era.
You got Drew Brees who's probably going to get in, and he won 1 Super Bowl.
Yes.
He's won 2 Super Bowls. That stat alone, I feel, is enough to do it. But let's go ahead and get his other stats out there because it wasn't just the 2 Super Bowls on why he should get in.
Here's his career stats. Of course, before then, he was first round draft pick out of Stanford. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. Went to the Patriots. Patriots didn't have a great team. He did face the Raiders in that 76. Actually, no, that's wrong. My bad. Erase that. I didn't mean to say that. I got confused. Okay, never mind.
What?
No, I'm saying I thought Plunkett played against the Raiders, but no, I got confused. I got confused. It was a Plunkett team Raiders that played against Stabler. Okay, when he was an Oiler. Okay, here we go. We're back. It's this tea that I have right now. It's getting me all flustered.
Blame the tea. It's always something else's fault.
Yes, it's okay though. It's Wednesday night. Jim Plunkett should be in the Hall of Fame. If you look at his stats, everyone's going to be looking towards the beginning of his career. But, I mean, you come back, you go to the Raiders, he had a spot, where he played here and there. He played 4 games in that 1979 season. That was the transition. That was the first year of Tom Flores taking over the Raiders from John Madden. So the 1980 team, Pastorini was actually the starting quarterback, got traded to the Raiders for Jack Tatum and the Snake Stabler. So Pastorini took over, broke his leg. They threw in Plunkett. Didn't have a great game his first game, but Al Davis told him it's not how well you play it, it's if we win. So him telling him that, because Plunkett, probably going to the Patriots, he had to be the savior of the franchise.
Well,
at
that point, he was brought in just to sit on the bench to be the backup. He wasn't even expected to play. And then, like you said, Pastorini breaks his leg, and now he's being thrusted in. When he was brought in, he already had those bad years with New England and San Francisco, and was that it was one of those, what the fuck were you thinking about bringing him in when his first year with the Raiders?
Exactly. His regular season career stats: played in 157 games, started 144. He has a 500 record, 72 and 72. Completions.
To be honest,
for that many games, yes. Completions 1943. So he had 1,943 completions out of 3,701 attempts, with a 52.5 completion percentage. He threw for 25.
52.5.
52. What did I say?
I don't know. I guess one of us froze. So sorry.
Oh, 52.5. I was even if I was dyslexic, that's the same thing. No. He threw for 25,882 yards with 164 touchdowns.
Sorry.
I guess his only knock is he has more interceptions, 198 touchdowns. But his playoff career, 4 appearances, all with the Raiders. 1980, of course, won the Super Bowl, 4 games, 4 starts. 4-0, of course. 7 touchdowns in the playoffs to only 3 interceptions. He went to the playoffs in 82. They lost to the not the Seahawks. They lost to the in the championship game. They lost to the who did the Ravens beat? I'm not the Ravens. Who did the Redskins beat in 82? I forgot. I forgot who they beat. But they were that close to getting to 82. 83, not the Steelers. Was it the Steelers? No, not the Steelers. That's like the 90s. No. Steelers didn't lose their first one until Green Bay. Until they played Green Bay. The Steelers. 1983, of course, they won a Super Bowl. Beating the defending champion Redskins who had a high-powered offense. The Raiders defense took care of that.
Oh, they
But
shut that
Plunkett,
down. They shut that down.
they shut that down. Plunkett
That
was
was
the
also the
quarterback
game
in
the
that
Marcus
one.
Allen run.
The Marcus Allen run, exactly. When he had to reverse his field and he scored on that play. So with
What was
that,
it, like 73 yards?
I believe so. 74, I think it was.
And not really, the sideline to sideline run, so it's probably actually more like 94.
Yeah. So his playoff record 8-2 with 162 completions out of 272 attempts. Completion percentage 59.6. 2,293 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. So, first team
Again,
took
more interceptions than touchdowns. We don't like to see that, but you know what? The difference in that is he won games.
and important ones. Took the first wildcard team to a Super Bowl in 1980 and beat the Eagles 27-10. Was the MVP of that Super Bowl, and that was his first year taking over the team. And Super Bowl 18, where they beat, like I said, the returning champs, the Redskins, 38-9. They manhandled
That was
them.
an
They
ass
did.
whooping. That wasn't even beat. That was an ass whooping. Just look at the score. I mean, that's an ass whooping.
The Redskins did score a touchdown, but they missed the extra point, and then they got a field goal out of it later. But in 1983, they were the champions in that one. And you know, my argument I keep saying is, if Kurt Warner can get in with a similar past before he found his area or his team,
But
and
the
why
difference
can't Plunkett
was
get
Kurt
in?
Warner was taken from the grocery store as a bagger and revitalized his career.
Okay.
That's why the white boy gets to go in.
Of Bagger Vance. Okay, so here is the stats. I made this game. Let's compare. Okay, 15 seasons.
Pat yourself on the back.
Because this is my argument. I keep saying to everybody, like, if Kurt Warner could go in, why can't Jim Plunkett? 15 seasons, Jim Plunkett to Kurt Warner's 12. They both played on 3 teams. Plunkett, the Patriots, the Niners, and then the Raiders. And of course, this guy, Kurt Warner. Well, he also had training camps with the Bears and stuff where he didn't make it, but actually on the active roster, the Rams, where he won a Super Bowl and took the next year's team to it. He played for the Giants for 1 year and then finished his career with the Cardinals, where he did take them to a Super Bowl. That was a close game. So Plunkett has more games played and more games started over him. Warner has a higher percentage. I don't have it, but his record 67-49 is going to be higher compared to the 500 of 72 and 72 that Plunkett has. Completions is more on the. Where'd you go? Completions is more on Warner's side, but of course they had that offense, and like I said, that's when the offensive side of the ball was getting. They made it more so where the offense can score points because the NFL wanted more viewership. So they made.
Plunkett was playing, you could maul receivers. The receivers had, it wasn't the same. Yeah, when Warner played, it was starting to soften up the offense and a lot more pass interference. You couldn't even, now you can't look at the receiver. But when Warner was playing, you could barely touch him. When Plunkett played, you could lay on him like a fucking blanket, and that was okay.
And I know at that time when Warner came in and won his first Super Bowl in 1999, I know that you could still hit the quarterback, so I can't use that argument that the quarterback was protected. But Jim Plunkett did play, like you said, in an era where you can hit anybody who had the ball no matter what or whatever. Okay. Plunkett, like we said, 15 more seasons. So you see that Warner's numbers are more inflated because, like we said, that the offense was going towards more of where they can kind of be freer. You couldn't touch the receiver. You couldn't really do much as a defense, and it's starting to get more and more like that now. But as you look at the bottom, Plunkett has more rushing yards because he could run too. He has a better average. 14 to 3 touchdowns on the ground. And the important stat right there, 2-0 in the Super Bowl compared to 1-2. But Warner is in the Hall of Fame. Why has better stats, but Plunkett is a Raider? And that's what exactly what I'm saying, okay? But I mean, you know, and I know we're comparing. Go ahead.
No, I knew that. I knew that's where he was going. That's why I put it out, because you were talking about, you know, it's going to be. It was because he's a Raider. Exactly. They don't like to put Raiders, especially people. It's one thing if you played for the Raiders, but, you know, you're more known for another team. But when you're known as being a Raider, that's when they don't want to put you in. I mean, Tom Flores, you know, Snake, Cliff Branch. I mean,
Cliff Branch.
Couple of those had to die before they could get in.
Yeah, Cliff Branch should have been a long time ago. And there were other receivers, and I know they compare him to Lynn Swann. Lynn Swann has the 4 rings, but Lynn Swann was soft. But Lynn Swann was soft, but also Cliff Branch had better stats. But Lynn Swann has Super Bowl 10, where he had more memorable looking catches that people remember because they caught their eye. But you have Jim Plunkett here, and I don't have the stats compared to Dan Fouts, but Dan Fouts is in the Hall of Fame. They played in the same era. But Jim Plunkett has 2 rings, and they beat the Chargers many times going in the regular season and in the playoffs. So why Jim Plunkett's not in? That's a crying shame. Jim Plunkett should at least go in.
That should be in the courts.
Was that again?
I said that should be in the courts. That's what we should be fighting in with legislation, is to get Jim Plunkett in and stop this fucking travesty.
Exactly. No more un-Raider-like stuff.
Hey,
2 rings, exactly.
It's discrimination because he was a Raider. We can't have that. With these new hate laws in place, I think we have a fight in the court.
It's 2024, people.
You know, they have to stop the BS and put him in, even though he's known as a Raider.
And I'm gonna go back. This is important right here, okay? 2 rings, okay? What other retired eligible quarterback do you know has 2 rings and is not in the Super Bowl? Sorry, Super Bowl. Not in the Hall of Fame.
0.
Jim Plunkett, because I can't really think of anybody else. I'm going through the list in my head.
Not with 2 rings, no.
Not with 2 rings, and I'm saying eligible too.
We know Brady's getting in, and he's got like fucking 2 handsfuls. So yeah, but we know he's getting in.
He's not eligible yet, just like Roethlisberger.
He's retired, but we know he's going to get in.
Roethlisberger is not eligible yet. He has 2 rings, but he's not eligible yet. There's nobody else. There's nobody else.
No, not
who else do you know? Elway got in, right?
Yeah.
Elway's in. He has 2 rings. He ended with 2 rings. Peyton got in.
Eli's not eligible yet, I don't think.
He might be on the.
Eli probably will get in because he's got 2 rings against the fucking Patriots.
And he's a Manning.
I don't think Eli's eligible, but I think he'll get in.
Okay, so with that, okay. But that's the obvious one. Here at the cage match, we do have our own Shady Brady. He's a cheater. He's going to be, sorry. There you go. He's going to be owning it, partial, the team soon. No, we're like, hey, Brady.
Hey, as long as he's cheating for us, though, right? Because that goes to Raider rule number 1.
Cheating is encouraged.
Which you go back to Raider rule number 2, which is
C rule number 1.
So,
or refer to rule number 1. Okay, so, but with that though, the cage match here, we believe that Jim Plunkett is the obvious one that should go in. But who's another player that we feel has gotten shafted that shit going also. Now, okay, I don't have the graphic, but let's just kind of remember some of the players. Guys like Lester Hayes, even in the recent, even recently, George Atkinson, Jack Tatum, even recently Lincoln Kennedy. I feel Lincoln Kennedy should get some kind of recognition for the Hall. It's hard to really go by offensive linemen because they don't really have any stats. As long as they're,
it's about what they did. I mean, because you got Gene Upshaw, you got Art Shell, you got them who come in, and it's about what they didn't allow more than what stats say. Basically, what was the rule? If your name's not called, you had a good day.
Exactly.
Well,
for the offensive line,
if your name's not called,
it's the stats you didn't make. Okay, you got Dan Marino, and Ray Finkel. Dan Marino's in the Hall of Fame because of stats. He only went to one Super Bowl and he got destroyed by the Niners. Hendricks is in. Hayes is in. I'm sorry, Lester Hayes. Hendricks is in. Hayes is not. Haynes is in.
Haynes is
in. But we got our vote is this man right here. Mr. Phil Villapiano.
Right here.
Yes.
I mean, he was always where you needed to be. He was another one where if you look at his stats, you'll see more than what you saw during the game. I mean, he was the inventor of the can opener. He did it fucking what people wanted. Some people call one of the best running backs in the league. Oh, out here. See, bam. Whose name is that on the back of that jersey? I think that was O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson.
Then, in the Super Bowl, you have him going crazy on a goal line stance, yelling, "We got him where we want him. We got him where we want him." And then it turns around, it causes a fumble in order to change the chemistry of that game, and that's when the Raiders started scoring and won that Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 11. And they didn't. When I was trying to make this, I didn't see it. I guess they didn't really count tackles as a stat at the time, and that is true. I think I left that up. You can't have Haynes without Hayes. You can't have Haynes, Lester Hayes, Mike Haynes. Rod Martin is a good. Greg Townsend is a good one. See, Greg Townsend is a good one right there too. He had the Raiders rookie record. It was only tied twice. Let me see. I have my notes too.
And to have the moniker, he went to college at the University of Mars.
No, that wasn't him.
No, that was Sistrunk.
Yeah, it was Sistrunk.
That was Sistrunk. Sistrunk could be somebody too with his history and shit.
Yeah.
But Townsend, this is Bear's favorite right here.
Pickell. Pickell's a good one.
He hates pickles. And he turned around, he actually went on the show and said, Pickle never played for the Raiders. And then somebody came up with this, and it started a whole controversy on his channel for a while.
Okay, Greg Townsend played for both the LA Raiders and he played one season with the Oakland Raiders. I'm doing Greg Townsend right now. Defensive end, drafted by the Raiders in 1983, round 4 out of TCU. He played from 83 to 93, and he came back in 1997 under Joe Bugel. He was the coach for that season. They didn't do too well. I think they went 4-12. Pro Football Writers Association All-Rookie Team 1983, set Raider rookie sack record 10.5, tied once in 1999. Sorry, 1991 by Anthony Smith. This T is like hitting me right now. Two-time second team All-Pro 1990, 91, two-time Pro Bowler 1990, 91, Super Bowl champion in 18. Speaking of 18, 300 and 63 total tackles, 15 forced fumbles, 8 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, 4 defensive touchdowns, 2 safeties, and a total of 109.5 sacks, which is also a Raider all-time record. I don't know what happened to Asylum, but Bo Jackson, I know, sorry, and I'm trying to breathe. It's this happy juice is going through me right now. But if Bo stayed healthy, even in baseball, if Bo stayed healthy, and he was one of those players that's once in a generation, if Bo stayed healthy, he would have been a lock for sure in the Hall of Fame. But because of that hip injury that he sustained against the Bengals in that 1990 playoffs, it's one of those things where it's like,
you hear the wind? Yeah. That's what caused it.
Uh-oh. They took your phone away, huh?
No, am I on? Oh, there we go. No,
Yeah.
we had a power outage. I had to go to my phone in order to do this because they had a power outage. I think the guy next to me was having too much voltage on the brain, scrambling, and they blew a transformer or something.
He was trying to find his insider, huh? You inspired him. Who's talking to me? Let me see. All right. Kenny King, you know what? Kenny King was good. He had that long touchdown pass in the Super Bowl against Super Bowl 15 against the Eagles. But you know who was another? Speaking of Kenny King, I feel that Bill King, the radio announcer, should have been in a in the the radio Hall of Fame, or there's a Hall of Fame for the radio announcers too. Bill King should be in there. I don't think he's been recognized yet, but Bill King, who was a radio announcer through their glory years, the Holy Toledo that you hear in the highlights was Bill King. I feel like he should get acknowledged. Mark Van Egan. I say Mark Van Egan. Yeah, see, he said Bill King for sure. Asylum, come to the light, Asylum. Come to the light. Let me see other guys I could think of. Let me see off the top of my head. Outside of Tim Brown, the only other rated player with the same longevity on one team would have been John Ritchie, but John Ritchie don't have enough stats to be in the Hall of Fame. But how about this one? Devon Johnson. Let me know if this is a good one. Janikowski being the first place kicker in the Hall of Fame. If they do, it's probably gonna be Morton Anderson, who played for the Vikings last, even though he missed that one field goal against the Falcons that sent the Falcons to the playoffs.
Anderson also played for the Falcons.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think he started with the Falcons, right? And then he lost to the Falcons the Dirty Bird year. The Vikings could have went and played the Rams. Not the Rams. They could have played the Broncos in the Super Bowl that year in 1998. Randy Moss could have been on that team, but they lost that. He missed that field goal. Devon Johnson agrees. Janikowski for sure. Shane Lettler, second punter to go in behind our own Ray Guy. He played drunk. Which Raider player did not play drunk? Asylum. He's having issues in the Asylum. That's what happens when you're in Chiefs country, Chiefs kingdom. They probably saw the clip that we were talking bad about Mahomes and the puppet and all that, and they shut him down. But I'm having problems here. Yeah. So Asylum is having technical issues, but it's okay. It's okay. I can carry the show. Here we go. So yeah, that is. Oh, he's coming back again. So yeah, those are players. I can't. If you have other players from the 70s or the 80s, I would say you had said earlier, Devon Kaufman only played 5 years. 5 years. He doesn't have enough stats to be considered in the Hall of Fame. Let's see. What else do you have? Are you good?
I think I'm good. I'm having problems hearing you sometimes, but I'll pipe in when I can.
All right. Well,
they're making their rounds. I got to keep hiding the phone because they don't know I have it.
See, that's what happens when you're in an asylum. Somebody hit the fire alarm. Oh, my auntie says, "Happy birthday, asylum! Happy birthday! Get a candle and blow it out because you need it."
Thank you, auntie.
Anna agrees with all the names they're coming up with for possible other players that should belong into the Hall of Fame. We had said earlier George Atkinson, Jack Tatum, even Skip Thomas. Skip Thomas should be in there, don't you think?
Yeah, I could agree with Skip Thomas. I don't know about Mark Van Egan, but I think Skip Thomas, he was disruptive enough and good at his position that I think he earned the right to be able to go in there.
Should have the whole Soul Patrol in the Hall of Fame. Willie Brown being the only one of that era in the Hall of Fame and deservedly. Is that even a word? He deserves it. That's what I was trying to say. This tea is kicking.
If your sister can make up words, so can you.
Asylum is asyluming right now. So well, yeah, that's like I said, in the recent era, I can think of just Lincoln Kennedy. Really, Lincoln Kennedy should be in the Hall of Fame. There's not that much from the last 20 years. I mean, McFadden, I don't think it did enough to be in the Hall of Fame. Plus, it'll be split between the Raiders and the Cowboys. Guys like, I don't know. Randy Moss got numbers, but I don't like him in the Raider list of Hall of Famers because he claims he's not a Raider. But I'm trying to think of other guys that can go in. Charlie Garner, maybe. He spent a lot of time with the the Eagles, though. So yeah, but Asylum is asyluming. They're over there at the facility doing a unit check. Can you hear me, Asylum? How's the weather going over there? You can't hear me. So, yeah. Well, with that, I guess we'll just end the show right now. But thanks to everybody who was in the chats. Let's see. Let's go. Let's shout some people out. From the beginning, of course. Anna Diaz, who's been on every single show, just like Asylum, who was trying to come back in. They're having power issues over there at the facility, so Shady Acres became shady. Thank you, Anna, for being in the comments again. Shouts out to my fiance, Jessica. Hey, don't interrupt me. Oh, wait. Oh, he's trying to come back. Shouts out to John Mark, who's a new guy. Hey, John, if you're still watching, go to our YouTube page, The Cage Match Show, and subscribe to that channel. My sister, Elise, she was in there, like always, asking for the commercial. You had Speedy. Speedy was in the comments. Thank you, Speedy, for showing up. We appreciate you. And, of course, our Hall of Famer to our show, Rick. Let's see. Rick in Hawaii. Thank you, Rick, for watching. We got also we have Asylum's trying to still get in. I can hear him. It's kind of scary now. I feel like, did you hit a tornado? And of course, Raider Rebel, thank you for the shout outs on Captain's show. I appreciate that. I was on there, and shouts out to Raiders Raiders Rebel, go to his page. He got a lot of followers. Go to his page. Go and subscribe to him. And Raider Dre, thank you for giving us that knowledge. Seth, I don't know why I can't remember Seth Roberts. I don't know why I can't remember him. But thank you for that. And, of course, Devon Johnson. We got a collab one day, Devon Johnson. Go to his Facebook page. Him and his father, they're going to start doing their thing during the Raider games. They do their commentary. So go to his page. And Asylum, can you hear me? I hear the dog. Can you hear me? And shouts out to my auntie, who also said happy birthday, Asylum. Asylum was having issues, so I think we're just gonna end the show like that. Oh no, okay, I'm sorry. Go to Devon Johnson's page on YouTube. If you want to, Devon, put your YouTube page up, and we'll put it up so people can go follow you. In the chats, these damn walls are too thick. Asylum will be talking in the chats. He's going to be using visual communication. This is kind of like when we had Raider Bear on and we had to use cards. But Asylum, can you hear me? I feel like in the news.
I can hear you right this second. I found the spot. Nope.
Oh. All right.
You go in and out. I don't even know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. I don't know if you can see me, but I can hear you. I can hear you.
I feel like I'm at a rave, but I'm missing something right now.
Make sure you go to Chalk Talk with Coach D. That is Devon Johnson's page on YouTube. When the season starts, he's going to start, him and his father. They do a commentary of the game, so make sure you go over there. Devon Johnson, he is an old school Oakland Raider, so he knows the history because he lived it, he watched it, he knows it. So go to his page. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. On YouTube, Chalk Talk with Coach D. Make sure you go there. Asylum, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Well, we're going to end this show now, but we want to thank everyone for coming on. We appreciate, and also remember, go to our episode 53, where we had the big debate between O'Connell and there's a lot of stuff going on, and Minshew represented by Raider Homer, and of course Asylum playing the representative of O'Connell. Go to that episode. It's on our YouTube page. Go there, watch that. It was entertaining and informational. So make sure you go there. Asylum says he can't hear nothing, but that's okay. We're going to end the show. Asylum still keeps his streak of being on every single episode of the cage match. So with that said, we want to say thank you for watching. Next week we'll be next week we'll be talking about the Raiders playing the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to have a game soon. I can't wait.
Oh, that game.
The story of the weather where Ken is cloudy with the chance of meatballs. Well, he says meatballs, so I guess his balls will be raining down on you, Asylum. Raider Speedy's balls are going to be raining on you, so watch out.
Hey, I guess that's just the kind of day I'm having.
That's the kind of day I'm having.
You know, it could be raining tits. I can look up and still get hit in the face with a dick.
That is not fun, and I feel sorry for you. With that said, Silent, we're gonna end the show now. We almost hit our 2 hour mark, but episode 54 is in the books. Silent is still trying to get onto the field, but we're like, hey, let's rest our starters because it's going into the preseason now. Can't wait. We're gonna start seeing Raider football on TV. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I know it sucks, but that's how it's going to be. But Asylum, if you can hear me, say goodbye to everybody because we're gonna end the show. Can you hear me, Asylum?
Sorry for the technical difficulties. Thank you all for watching. Love you all.
He got cut out. Sorry for the technical difficulties. No, sorry for the technical difficulties. But that is our show. We want to say thank you. And we appreciate you guys watching. Like we said, go follow our page. Let me go here real quick because people are still watching. This is how you know we're live, baby. This is how you know we're live. Let's do our shameless plug real quick. Make sure you go to the YouTube page before you leave this. If you're watching on Facebook, before you leave here, go to the YouTube page, the Cage Match Show. Type that into the search. Go to the channel and subscribe. We hit 100 subscribers. Now we're looking to go to the next one, which is 101. We want to hit 200 next. So make sure you go there. If you're watching on Facebook, go to the YouTube page, watch, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends that we give you Raider information our way, a fun way. We don't care. That's how we do it up in here. Thank you, Anna. Good night. Thank you, Raider Trey. Peace out. And to everybody else, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. And like we always do, when we end our shows, it is a word from Raider Milt, a.k.a. Coach Wallace from my high school, my football coach. Thank you very much, Raider Nation. Asylum has to go and check in his phone because he got caught with it. So with that said, thank you very much, Raider Nation. We'll see you next week on Wednesday. Hopefully it'll be on time. We've just been having a technical issue day all day, but it is what it is. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anna. All righty. Good night, everybody. Take care. Peace.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.